What's going on, everyone? Paul Trader back, and today on this video I'm going to talk a little bit about rules, basic trading rules, entry criteria, journaling, data entry, data analysis, stuff like that. So what most people do, they look at the chart and they understand, you get told about doing highs, lows, understanding, just basically stuff like that. So you'd go onto your chart, understand that's a low, so you put a line on here, and then that's a high, so you put a line on here, and then you basically make a decision around this sort of area. Now, the way I do it, and I go quite in depth with how I do it, I like to use supply and demand off the 1 hour time frame, and that's pretty much all I use, just 1 hour time frame. So up here I'll see this, and then I'll just put my box, mark out my zone. Obviously people do zones differently. I do zones my own way, and the way that I've tested it and tried it. Some people do it from like the bottom of the wick to the top of the wick. Some people just do the candle body itself from the area that they're actually trying to pinpoint or use as a point of interest. I use the bottom of the candle's wick, or the higher the candle wick to the low or the higher the candle body that's closed, to form the particular pattern. It's very rare that I use rally-based rally or drop-based drop sort of formations. So something like this. I wouldn't use that for anything in particular. I'll notice it's there, but I wouldn't use it at all. So understanding bias and understanding order flow, all that sort of stuff, you put your levels on, and whether you use supply and demand or if you just use support and resistance, that's all well and good, but you got to think, like, is there anything else that's in the market that you can use as relevant value for you to go in and have like a little bit of an edge, or for you to understand, okay, if A has done this, B might do this, and then C is more likely to do this, or if A and B have done the same, C is more likely to do a particular thing. Now, you can look into this and you can test different things and you can trial different things, but you have to keep a data sample, like a collection sample. I'm gonna go over a few things that I do, and I'm just gonna show you the past couple of months data. So I keep everything on Excel, and this is just because I like Excel and I like understanding everything that's going on, and I'm just a bit, I don't know what the word is. Detail. I like detail, I guess. So this on here is just the past couple of months. So from the 7th to the current 9th, 24th of the 9th. Today is the 29th, but I'll update this at the end of every week. So every Sunday is my day when I update all of my graphs and my charts. So if we're looking at current data, on here I've just got ATR, New York range, London range, Asia range. I've got the low price and the high price and the time of day on what that was formed at, and then I've got New York open price, and then I've got the date of the day. Up here I've just got the averages, so I can see, the average high that is formed for this pair is normally at around 10:30, 10:35. So if you was looking at a sell weekly sell model, so you're looking for a Monday, Tuesday high of the week, you could be going into the Tuesday and you could be waiting there looking at the charts from 10 to 1, expecting or understanding that the high of the day is most likely to be formed at around 10:30, and then you can look for, manipulation or a stop run into something else like a higher time frame supply and demand zone, and then you can look for refinements on lower time frame, understanding that you've got time on your side, you've got values on your side, you've got ATR, you've got session range values on your side, and then you can comfortably go down, look for something like a QM or a lower time frame order block, something like that, and then look to take a position. So it's all little things like that, which when you're doing it and you're putting all the data in, you might think, okay, it's not really worth it. You kind of just feel like you're wasting your time doing all this. But I promise you, little things like this, if you find something that really, really interests you and you want to really nail down, it doesn't have to be on many pairs, just be one. I just do GJ and that's it. But it's just something to really nail down and focus on, just to give you an idea of what exactly you need to look at, really. So that's my journal. Don't really need to discuss anything about that. Going into news analysis, I don't really use news, but I still have all of the news on my Excel sheet. And then I have printed screenshots on here from the day. So having all of this information at hand, say if I went onto my my journal on my desktop, and this is my new one that I've just started. Say I went to the 14th, something like that. You can look at this, you can watch the end of day review, you can see the trade entry, and you can see the take profit and stuff like that. And then if it's a really, really in-depth trade, I might go one step a little bit further and you look at the 1 minute, 1 hour, 50-minute view and stuff like that, and just take all of the time frames into perspective and basically just re-go over it and understand at the end of the day or the end of the week if you did something wrong. So like looking at this, you can see on the chart itself, price went into New York, it took London high, and then it came down and it took London low. Now we know that my session starts at 12 o'clock. So what happened around that time? So nothing really happened. 10 o'clock there was GBP news, but nothing really came out about it. And then we had USD news at 3 o'clock, which came out very, very positive for one of the releases. And then it had more negative for the other releases, which were a little bit later on. So they shouldn't have really affected this. So you're going to try and understand what's going on here, and then you can relay back to this, and then maybe you can find something which also benefits your trading by using economic events. So if you had something like, I don't know, maybe like this, USD 115 ADP non-farm employment change 330, so it's less. So price went up. Why was that? You can really understand it. You can have a look for the details within price, what happened. Obviously price here came all the way down, consolidated, and then it took the low of London, came down, took Asia low as well, and then it reversed to the upside to take London high. So it's just little bits like that. Like I say, I don't really use this for any sort of confidence in my trading. It's just at the end of the week, when you've got this data here, and say you did have a losing week or you had a winning week, you can understand it and you can look at it and you can just really nail down what exactly is going on. Other little things that I do to basically just benefit stuff is I've got various folders with weekly data. So this would have been when would this have been? Let me just have a quick look. Wait, I'll do last week. So this is last week. So that's Monday, that's Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And then I always have the weekly template as well, so you can really understand what exactly is going on. What is it doing? Why is it doing it? Obviously on this you can just see it's working the lows, then it starts to break out to new highs on the lower time frames. Nice little QM entry there, and then it broke this London high from Tuesday and then proceeded to the upside. It's all little things like that if you put in the effort and you get the data and you understand it and stuff like that, it could help you not only understand what's going on, but just basically get a more confidence, get a better feel for the actual trading and the session that you're going into. And without actually questioning things, you can just look for your entry pattern. So there's one less stress. You can just go straight into the entry pattern formation and start looking at taking entries based on your requirements. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I feel like it's quite important to throw this one out there. I think people just think it's like you just sit there and you make a couple of trades and stuff like that, but you know, some people might do that, but the way I do it, I like to understand everything. So pip ranges, session ranges, high low of the day, ATR, stuff like that. Just thought I'd put this video out there based on trade journaling and stuff like that. So let me know what you think. This is just what I do and a little bit of advice for anybody that's wanting to really go in depth and deal with this sort of stuff. I'll see you on the next video. This has been Pole Trader.